Well, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, and perhaps even good evening. Thank you so much for dropping by and joining me for the first ever edition of 2026. Basically, the stream that wasn't a few weeks ago and should have been and wasn't. And one of those things. Leo is here. Wonderful to see you, buddy. Mr. Brian is here. Very good to see you. Mr. Art is here. Mr. Nate is here. Dr. Nate, I should say. And at least 14 other people that I don't see in the chat. But hey, wonderful to see you all. It's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to see you all and have a very happy new year that I couldn't actually wish you just yet. So yes, one of those things. Quite an interesting story. Our air conditioning unit broke over on or just before Christmas. I can't remember the exact date, but it was one of those things that took us by surprise. And it being South Florida and all, we do need an aircon unit basically even in the winter. And thankfully it wasn't as dramatic. So had it packed up during the summer, that would have been extremely crazy. But because it was the Christmas holidays, we didn't get a replacement unit until the 31st of December, which meant it was too hot to power computers. And I was like, what's my name? I can't remember. So there was no streams between Christmas and New Year like there were in previous years, because I was really looking forward to that. So perhaps now that everything is sorted again, I can bring back the casual Saturday streams at between 4 and 5 p.m. whenever I feel ready to start. Like today, I was a little bit delayed. I am currently learning DaVinci Resolve, and I thought, hey, this little holding loop that I've made here from gameplay footage would be an ideal quick starter project. Didn't happen, of course, because there's too much to learn and I had no idea how to even, set in points and out points. I have figured that out now, but I got into watching a LinkedIn learning course on the fundamentals of DaVinci Resolve, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to learn it. I'm excited to see what it can do. Bought myself a speed editor panel. That's like a dedicated thing that has a proper jog shuttle button like we had on Betacam SP and Digibeta machines back in the day. Very, very cool. Feels like a really heavy duty broadcast piece of equipment, and I can't wait to play with it. But of course, for that I need to learn a little bit. So that's that. Had a great Christmas, had a great New Year. Didn't do much. Time just keeps flying, which is what the title of this here stream alludes to. Miss Julia's here. Wonderful to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So today I thought we can have a look at Unravel. So not to say that we're going to play the whole game, because it is one of those things it's like you've seen in the holding loop. It's an interesting combination of something that looks extremely pretty and is a marvel of animation, level design, texture design, and the whole gameplay idea is really, really cute. It's a little guy. I might just turn the music down just a notch here. It might be a tad a wee bit much slack. There we go. Let's see if that's too much or whatnot. It's so yeah. That whole part is amazing. Animations, textures, and all that's fantastic. But the actual puzzle design and the game design, not sure. So let's go and start a brand new game so you can see everything that's involved in the journey of Yanni. Yanni is a character. Yanni is the guy who is tied to a piece of string, and that has advantages as well as disadvantages. Mainly advantages, so let's focus on those. Also, nice character animation design. Look at that, very, very exciting stuff. Made by a company in Sweden on an engine I do not know, but extremely pretty. From, check it out, 2016. So it's been a while. It's been a while. And this is the PlayStation 4 version that I'm playing on the PlayStation 5. There is a PC version, but because it's EA, I believe it was part of Origin, and Origin is no more. That was their game launcher. So I don't know if it can still be played on PC. And look at that. This is how Yanni came to be, I guess. Super cute. And what I loved about this game immediately when I played it is not just the character design, even though that is incredible, it's the perspective as well. You've got this tiny guy. It reminds me a little bit of Pikmin. That was a similar game where you play from this low perspective, a bit like on Grounded, even though Grounded was like, what the hell was that about? But this is very nice. It's very cute. No dialogue, no graphics, and yes, we are we are held together with a piece of string, essentially. So stay away from the candle. That might be that might be pretty devastating otherwise. So the point of the yarn here is that we can jump like it's basically like a classic 2D platforming game. But us having yarn means we can go and hook onto things if we can't reach something that is higher up. So like here we can go and climb up. And this is basically the hub world that lets us start a level. And this, anything that's red here, I can go and jump and then latch onto it and then swing. So basically like a mini Indiana Jones version. And the yarn also allows us to tie knots and then solve little puzzles that way. So very, very exciting little cool gameplay concept. And it's been on my list of things I wanted to share with you for a while, and I just didn't get a chance until now. So we can go up on this, we can go down on this, we can jump off and latch onto something else. That's how we can traverse levels. And then of course there's puzzles, and that's a bit of the downside to the game. But hey, let's work it out as we come to it. There's only a finite amount of yarn, so we have to pick additional yarn up as we go through the levels so that we don't get too thin, because eventually we get super thin, look like a skeleton, and then you can't go any further unless you pick up some yarn. So usually when at that point when you can't go any further, that means yeah, it's too late, and you gotta have some yarn. He looks so cute. I want to just build him in Blender and rig him and pose him and do all kinds of exciting things with him. So, especially the eyes are just so cute. Later on we'll see how he gets scared, how they physicalize that. There's a little penguin here. Penguin, butterfly, I mean. And look at the texture work. I mean, seriously amazing. And the animations, extremely cute. Ooh, hello, another butterfly. Is that cute or what? Yeah, sneak up on him. Maybe you can... Ah, doesn't work, does it, Yanni? And there's a sequel to this game. Look at that. Now he's getting thin, so that means he's getting a little exhausted. He can't walk anymore. And you can see these knots that happen, and he has to pull, and he just can't go any further, and that is problematic. So those things here is how we can get some yarn. Latch on, climb up. Try at least try. Pull that down. Obviously make sure it doesn't kill you, because that can happen. And that's how we get more yarn and back to our previous glorious shape. There we go. So I was always intrigued by this game. I always thought it looked incredibly cute. It's just when it comes to gameplay, it ain't so amazing, as we'll see in a moment. Can we pull this? Oh yeah, look at that. We can pull this and push this. Let me know if the music is too loud or too quiet. I'm already failing at the tutorial. I don't even know how to... Oh yes, I remember now. I can go up, jump over, and bring this closer so we can go over the ravine. Or something. Probably a bit loud. That's what I thought. Let's make that... Let's rectify that immediately. Because this game tends to do that. It has... The dynamism is quite crazy. So sometimes the sound effects are very loud. Other times it's a little quiet. Let me know how that goes, Brian. And thank you for working this out on the air with me. I appreciate that. Speaking of Brian is doing a Sleepy Sunday stream tomorrow morning at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time. And I believe we're still... Oh yeah, there's water as well. So careful with the water, Yanni. Nobody likes the smell of musty yarn, you know? Yeah, so Brian is doing a stream tomorrow morning at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time. Very exciting. I guess we're playing... Was it the third part of Monument Valley? I believe so. Oh yes, we're also collecting these memories and putting them into a photo album. I think that is it. Monument Valley, excellent, excellent. Meanwhile, Chris is streaming over on Twitch as well as YouTube. Always nice to see Chris stream, making new stuff. There, we need more yarn. See if we can get an apple. I suppose these levels are really just to show you the mechanics. This is one of those things where we can make a bridge, so we can also, so rather than just latch on and then jump off, we can go and tie ourselves permanently to these things by climbing up and then just doing this. And that means we don't have to latch on anymore, so we have a string that's attached to this gnome. That costs a bit of yarn, so it's something we need to be a little conscious about. But what is really powerful there is that when we tie it to these things here, we can go and walk on it, and then we can go and jump onto, you know, higher to reach not reachable areas. Oh, hello, little bird, how you doing? Oh, he was streaming. Oh, he's pausing? Ah, one of those things. I see what you mean, he's finished already. Gotcha. Yes, Chris likes streaming twice on Saturday. I don't know how he does it. I wouldn't have the energy. Oops, that apple just fell down. Let's go and tie ourselves around this here so we can go and just hang it down. See what happened to that apple. There we go. Ooh, 2 apples that we can move as well, which is very cute. And this here, Thistle's notwithstanding, this is a secret. Can we not get that? Totally can't get the secret. This little thing here, this rosette type thing. Let's see if I can get on there somehow. Oh yeah, we can tear these down, that's right. I remember now. Good stuff. There. If anyone needs apples, we have nice shiny apples. Impressive texture work. This whole thing looks so alive and so real. It's fantastic. Where are we going to go next? Let me swing over to that branch here. If we can. Or is that just going to bang us against the tree? That's not going to work, is it, Yanni? What a shame. He's a streaming beast, that's right. Well, maybe there's other areas that we need to explore up here, aside from the secret. Well, maybe let's untie this and tie this around here instead. And in the second game that I've not actually played much, I think I've tried and then just lost interest. I think Nate, you said you played it. Ouch. Ow, my goodness. Watch the apples. In the second game he has a friend, and you can play, I'm not sure if it's 2-player or if it's something that you have to, I think you switch people, I think. So then they have to solve puzzles together. Thankfully that yarn tightens itself. Usually. Let's pick up that yarn just in case. Oops. Whoa. Careful, buddy. The mild-mannered streaming beast, that's it, exactly. See the early light? This means you'll start here if you quit and come back to this level. Well, let's try it out like this, right? Ding! Yeah, they're a little sparse with checkpoints, I think is what you call it. This is also a cute mechanic that you can go and once you've made a bridge, you can go and push things over it, like apples, as well as, you know, dangerous chemical spill, oil cans and all the rest of it. Whoops, hello. There we go. That apple would land on here and we can go and push it. I don't know what the physics of that is. Last time I tried that with an apple, the apple just fell left and right, but it doesn't happen in this game, so that's kind of cool. Oh, water puzzle. This is already tricky. Maybe we need another apple, since we have so many. Let's push another one over here. You can never have enough apples. Is 3 enough? We do have more, you know. Why don't we just grab some more? Do we have more? Yeah, like this one. So shiny. Maybe 4 is going to be mildly enough. Let's say that's enough. Oops. I mean, he can survive in the water for a second or so, but as you can tell, he doesn't really like it. So we got to be a bit careful here. That's the other thing, he doesn't really... I mean, he can... If you were submerged, you can sort of drag yourself out of the water, like now. Oh my god, drag yourself out! There we go. But it's extremely fast until the character literally dies, so... Well done, Yanni. And you only got a little bit wet. Not so bad. So how's everyone been doing since we last spoke, which was before Christmas? How was your Christmas? How was your new year? Did you have any new adventures? Any wishes, hopes and dreams that you hope are going to come true? Oh, look at that. Cups of tea and everything. And a recliner. Is this fantastic or what? I have no idea what engine they made that with. I'm not sure if it's Unity. It being an EA game, it could be that it's a proprietary engine. 2016, that would mean... Oh, look, we don't have enough. We don't have enough yarn. Dang. So it's probably not Frostbite, but it could be one of the more simple game engines. Oh, there we go. That is, can we go in? We can't go in. We gotta go and pull the Thistle down, man. Much nicer. Yeah, so I've discovered lots of new and interesting things. DaVinci Resolve being one of them, but also Cascadeur that I picked up for, I think, Black Friday. They had a deal on, and I've heard so much about it, and I thought maybe I will go and have a look at it. Bought the Pro version because you know, that could seriously come in handy. 2 keyframes, character here, character there. Let AI do interpolation, and the character walks. It's a couple of clicks. I was thinking that is potentially very cool. I'm still I'm learning the ropes of the program, but so far it's very exciting, I have to say. It's complex too, because they allow you to pose your character in multiple ways. Like, we're usually only used to a regular control rig that does FK and perhaps one that does IK, and between that's just that's the way you animate a character. But there are other ways to do that, and that is interesting. So I think Cascadeur includes 4 or 5 rigs on a character, and they're not different rigs, they're different controllers for the same rig. So that's an interesting concept. How do you think we get to that? Do we need to go and take a look at the other side? That might be nice. If we go and latch onto this, quickly pull that out of the way. Yes! That is pretty cool. And what's even cooler is Cascadeur. If you want to just have a look at it, there is a free version that is fully functional, except for 3 or 4 features that are so intricate, don't worry about it. And the thing about it is that you can't export things. So you can save them in Cascadeur's native format, but you can't export an FBX and then use it in other applications. Fully compatible with Unreal Engine, Dash Studio, as well as Character Creator. Also works on Linux. Ouch, Yanni, my goodness, careful. Should you be riding a bike? I was going to say in your condition, but I meant really your size and your condition, being attached to a string and all. There's another secret here. How are we going to get to that? So many exciting tools to look at. I've looked at another one over. There we go. Let's go up over the Christmas period, which is called Fashion Gen, and that is an interesting plugin for Character Creator that lets you basically like with a small version, almost like with Substance Painter, lets you retexture assets that you already have. So if you don't want to spend cash on Substance Painter, or you don't want to learn it / can't learn it, that is an Fashion Gen is an interesting alternative. And of course, textures being textures, you can go and export them out, use them potentially with other characters or with other clothing that isn't necessarily made for character creator. So that is very exciting. It has things like the regular fill options that you see from Substance Painter, but it also has AI generation built in, so you can have, there's a full version of Comfy UI and several models that you get to install, and then you can go and create a logo, create a zipper, do all that with AI. Basically paint an area out on your clothing and say, make that a zipper. Like, it didn't work for me, but apparently that's supposed to work, so it's another exciting thing to explore eventually. Well, Yanni, what are we going to do here then? Maybe we need to go and jump all the way over to the right, like with oomph. If that's possible, like this. Is that possible? Maybe it's not possible. Maybe we'll just walk. If we have enough yarn. I do have backup games, by the way, if this isn't going to work out for whatever reason. I do have a couple of backup games we could try. Hiya! There we go. Because this is an easy level, I have to say. This is tough enough if you've never played it before, but what's coming up is just, you know, not for the faint-hearted. That's gotta hurt. Poor Yanni. So, if this was Sesame Street, we would all be asking, what's the importance of the letter B? Tell me the import. I think we probably have to go and push that over here. So let's make ourselves a nice little bridge like this. The yarn mechanics, it just looks so cool. It is such a believable piece of wool, isn't it? Nancy, how are you? Good to see you. The wool mechanics. I was just talking about the yarn wool mechanics. This is our friend Yanni here. Say hello to Nancy. Nancy, Yanni, Yanni, Nancy. And he is currently having fun with the letter B. Oh, there's also the letter A, but we can't interact with it. That's a shame. The Nancys. Oh, hello, little hedgehog. How's it going? Gardener trophy earned. Thank you so much. That's good, isn't it? I think that's good. Ah, yes. I see. Well, perhaps that's where our letter B can actually help us, because we can put you potentially on here, if the hedgehog's okay with it. Hedgehog seems to be busy with other things. Okay, well. Let you do your thing. We do our thing. Look at that. I mean, Yanni has some weight to it, but obviously he's much lighter than the letter B. So that's good. Nice one. Woodpecker. Fantastic. Should we have jumped up on here? Yes, I guess. Now you see me, now you don't. Is that cool or what? So this can move. That is neat. Meshat, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it, buddy. Happy Saturday. Oh, there we go. We didn't have to climb up there at all. Unless we're losing out on a beefy secret. Should we investigate? Let's investigate. Because I think this storm shutter here, I think that's going to close. And then we're going to be stranded inside. I'm just curious to see why we would have a red hook up here. Because technically we don't need it to escape into the next room. I'm just thinking we can't get any higher with this either. Unless, can we do that? Tie yourself around that, and then make a mega bridge between here and that. Is that possible? That's gotta be. No. That's not a bridge. Otherwise, it would go red. Now let's undo that. I can see it now. We would be running out of string here. Super fast. Undo string. Check. See what's happening in the garden house here. Oh yes, we need to do this, don't we? Yes. Whew. Oh, the other reason why I was a little bit late today was that I hooked up my PlayStation to my Mac so that I can stream this. I have the PC version as well. I was briefly considering installing it, but there's a lot of suggestions that may not be possible anymore, and I didn't want to risk it because, you know, otherwise I would have played the PC version, but then I thought, hey, why don't we just go and use the PlayStation version? PlayStation doesn't get enough airtime as it is. On my channel, that is. Why would we have that here? Oh, maybe if we need to take that T-tin here. Build the bridge. And I guess push Mr. T-can. Push Mr. T-can over the other side. If we can. Or we can pull him. That's neat. Followed by... Oh, put him all the way up here maybe, because then we could jump over Mr. Fence. Let's try that. Tie that on. Yes, look at that. That's a bridge. Very nice. Whoops. What happened to the T-tin? Let's try that again, Yanni. Have you heard? Microsoft are trying to put Copilot into File Explorer. The compulsive, hey, let Copilot do this. No, Microsoft. I haven't used Copilot. I will not use Copilot. Keep Copilot. I don't want Copilot. Neither does Yanni by the looks of it. Look at that. Ouch. My goodness. Yanni hasn't asked for Copilot. Yanni is the Copilot. That's right. Their own employees aren't using it. Which, really, that's not a good sign, is it? But hey, if a company wants to have their developers write 1 million lines of code a month and replace anything and everything they can with AI code by 2030, whew, let's install Linux. Really, that's my message out of all of this. If there's any lesson to be learned from headlines like that, is install Linux, learn how to use it, because that is the future. I don't think what Microsoft are planning is so hot, really. I mean, you know, they got to do what they got to do, but I have no interest in any of their features. Adobe is just as bad. I have no interest in 50 million AI features that I haven't asked for. I would probably instead use a different app for that. They don't want to hear that. They want to say, hey, AI is the future. We must put AI in it, whether it makes sense or not. Good point, Leo, good point. I'm totally not against AI features. It's all cool. It's just the way they're forcing it into everything, and they're bending over backwards to frantically build this out, even though there's really no demand for it. If it emerges because users want it, by all means, you know, do it. But trying to be ahead of the game, it's just, has it ever worked out for anybody? Okay, this is the first real level here, so this could be a little bit more tricky. That is true, exactly. And we're already seeing the first the real cost of it beginning to creep into everyday life with RAM prices. RAM has literally doubled, tripled, quadrupled in prices because, as somebody on Twitter quite rightly said, RAM has been sold that hasn't actually been manufactured yet for infrastructure that doesn't quite exist, to keep ahead of demand that also doesn't exist with money nobody actually has. So that creates this artificial shortage, and if Jay wants to upgrade his PC with an extra 64 gig of RAM, he doesn't pay $200 anymore, he has to pay $600 to $800 now, and that's problematic. And if this continues, it will have an impact on many other things, including our electricity prices, because it's going to be a scarce commodity at one point. And that's problematic, which is why Elon is looking to space. He's got the company to put rockets in space, want to put data centers in there, and powered all by solar. And that is basically because on Earth, especially in North America, it's going to be problematic to build data centers. They take like 5 to 10 years to build. And currently we don't really have the capacity that is necessary for their data center dreams to come true. Microsoft have so many GPUs at hand that they don't have data centers to plug them into because there's just no power. It's crazy. Well, let's go and tidy this up a little bit. Pull that yarn. Maybe actually there. Ow. There. Potentially, do we just jump onto that thing? Let's try. Aye, that doesn't even work. Can we jump up here? So yes, that works. That does not work. Maybe this works. Does this work? Yes, perfect. And then we can do this. And oh, okay, nice. Yeah, pull that a little tighter, Yanni. That wasn't great, was it? Let's see if we can reach that. Yes, we can. That's good. That's good, because only now it's going to become a bridge, I think. Did you know? Oh, okay. How's Google AI doing? Is he doing okay? Do you know what? That is also something I've heard, that there is actually the idea to, that has more to do with not having to be in anyone's jurisdiction for data. So sometimes you're not always allowed to keep certain data in a specific country, and depending on where a physical server is located, that could have issues, jurisdictional impacts. So Google had this awesome idea to have a server right on a boat and then put it into no man's land, and then you can still access the data, but it's not located in America or in Canada or in Europe, and you go, yes, very clever that. Oops. Okay, let's see if we can traverse this thing. Branches are your friends. Whoops. Yanni, careful. Don't fall. You've only got limited amounts of yarn here. Should that be a bridge, maybe? I think it might have to. Let's go tie this to here. Oh, in fact, let's pull this up a bit, tie this to here. Then maybe we tie this to here. Yes. And then whee! Nice. Look at that. In one. More yarn. That's good. Oh my god, that looks like could be a good adventure here. Hiya! Hold on tight, everyone. Ouch. Should I have... Ah, and then Yanni dies. That is so sad. Let's try this again. Okay, pay attention. If there's any other thing you can latch onto, do the latching, man. Can we go higher? I can't go higher. Shouldn't go higher. Avoid the branches. Avoid the branches. Don't get tangled. Beautiful. Well, that could be our stop here. Bye, kite. That was nice. And and we are going to. Woo. Yes, the trouble with data centers and water is the argument is, hey, why don't we just use something along the lines of non-drinking water for it? Wouldn't that be easier? But no, data centers like what's known as potable water, which is the stuff we drink, and they can't have salt water. They don't really like that. So there's that problem. But when they're done with it, it becomes unpotable, which is problematic. So it's not like it just makes it warm and cools it. It literally makes it unusable when it comes out, and that's the bigger issue with water. So the data center is needed for cooling, but it also turns it into non-usable drinking water, and that is problematic because that is another resource we are short on Earth. Woohoo! Should we pick up some more yarn here? Can we even go down there? We can't. Excellent. Yarny. Well, let's tie ourselves around here. Hiya! Whew. That was close. Okay. Ooh. Can we play with these? We can. There's more. Oh my. Yeah, chuck them all in the hole here. That's is that a good idea? Yes, maybe we need to put so many in that we can climb out at the other end. That's the spirit. Is that enough? It's a bit spiky, but it's enough. Sinkholes are no jokes, you're right. Ooh, now that our crabs in water, this could be even more problematic. Okay, come on, buddy. Let's not speak to the crab. I have a feeling the crab doesn't like us already. Oh, and this is it's got a slightly different color than all these things here. Anything down here that we should have a look at? Don't go in the water! You get all your yarn wet! More water. Oh, there's a secret down there. Look at that! Just about reachable. I wonder if we can get this by tying a string to here and then just jumping in, then we can go and pull ourselves back out. Ah! We can't do it. Man, Yanni, careful, come out. We literally have 2 seconds to not die. Maybe this is not the way to get the secret. Maybe we don't even care about the secret. That is also very possible. Let's see if we can get it from here. If I go and tie myself to this for instant evacuation. Oops. Maybe I can just go and jump in and then quickly jump back out. Let's try it. We certainly got the secret. Whew. He looks so thin now, and he's wet. I mean, terrible. He is, isn't he? I feel really sorry for him. Brian, you said something interesting earlier in which... Oh dear. Oh, come on. Whew. In which you said the rope that he's pulling behind him makes you nervous? Or makes you uneasy. I think those were your words. And I can totally see that. Okay. Let's see if we can... we need to go from the other end, right? I think. Oops. No! Yanni! Oh my god! Don't die on us, buddy! Do you know, by the old lady's knitting kit probably has it, I think. Grandma's knitting kit. You mean for data centers? I think the boat was actually a pilot project. I think if that was to work out, they might go ahead with it, Nancy. Oh, there we go. This is what we need, isn't it? Yes. Yes, they may go ahead with that. That, but also even more likely, for several reasons, is... Ah, my God. Pull yourself up! Is literally data centers in space. I think that is probably what's coming next. Because that is no man's land for good. That is eventually possibly... bizarrely cheaper, and you don't necessarily have the wait time to getting this going. I don't know how they're going to perform maintenance, if you have to ever replace a hard drive or if the whole thing is going to be a write-off when it breaks, but hey, let that not be my concern. Whew, Yanni, that was that was tricky, yeah. Don't fall over, buddy. Don't get stuck in the leaves and all. Hello, seagull. What are you eating? Oh my god, he's eating a crab. That's crazy. Yes, Nate, how are your hands? Are they better? Have they gone back completely to normal now? What would we do with that? Sometimes with puzzles is thinking, why did they put that there? There's always a reason, isn't there? We can't go up, we can't really swing anywhere specific. What would we do with this? So maybe we'll come back to that. Oh, it could just be because we need to go down and it would be easier to have an attached point here rather than pull on all this rope. So it could be that it's that. Yes, that might be a good start. That's another thing that we may get in the future. More affordable satellite phones. Not so much the ones that we see people in the desert using with the flip out antenna and all, but more like to offload capacity. That's the concern there, so that you have Starlink type satellites, if it is that network or not, that's a different discussion. But basically that your iPhones and Androids casually connect to satellite, either as a main or as a supplemental connection. So that might also be coming. Not tomorrow, but that's, you know, one of the things that them guys have planned. The people in pinstripe suits and, you know, with their villas in several places of the planet. Let AI sort it all out. It's all going to work out. It's going to be fantastic. This could be dangerous. Let's see if we can make this a bridge after the next wave comes. I like how the water is sort of cut in half as it reaches the camera. That's quite funky. And hi-ya! Well, I can see knots here, so Yanni doesn't have much yarn left. Oh dear. We could maybe jump to the next thing if we had enough yarn. Do we have enough yarn? We do! Ah, we don't! We can't go any further. So we gotta go back and do something else. No, it won't be like that, Nancy. It will be your iPhone connects directly to the satellite. That's the idea. Although the dish thing might also work. I think it's more for mobile devices. and for ad hoc connections rather than for permanent connections. Oh, maybe we have to go and swing underneath it. Oh, that's the house. The iPhones, I think, from the iPhone 14 onwards, they can already do that. This is why I'm thinking this might be something we will experience more. So, iPhone 14 or up can connect to satellites if there is an emergency and you can't find a cell tower. And it has a little test mode in there that shows you how you can find the satellite. So there's not that many, but as long as you have an open view of the sky, you can go to this test mode and then have a look where the satellite is, and you just point your phone there, and it's enough to send off a rescue message. And it's a free service, believe it or not. It doesn't cost anything. Apple absorbs the costs right now. And it's in case you're caught in a flood, North Carolina, hurricanes, mobile networks are down, and you're literally sitting on top of your house, and there's just water and trash around you, and you can't tell anyone where you are so that you can get help, or you're lost in the mountains, or you're lost in the desert, something like that. So that's what this is designed for. And I think that's going to, because this is possible and already built into existing hardware for the last 3 to 4 years, I think this might be coming for real and for non-emergency cases. I'm gonna go and pour myself another cup of coffee. As long as you have a clear view of the sky, yes. If you're down below and if the sky is occluded by trees, then no. But if you see a clearing or you climb on top of a tree, then yes, it will work. It's crazy stuff. It's I don't know if does it have a name? So if you Google, if you ask Google Gemini about iPhone and satellite, I think does the iPhone have a satellite connection? It'll probably tell you. Oops. Oh, let's wait for the wave. Let's wait for the wave. Yes, I've tried it on my iPhone 16 and it absolutely works. Whoops. Hiya! There we go. Very nice. Fully yarned up. I like it. Oh my. Shelter! You get wet feet, buddy. Don't do that. It's crazy. Whew. Oh, and more yarn. I can see the knots coming there. Crazy stuff. Well. This is probably too high up. Ah. I remember this was difficult. I don't remember how to solve it though. We may have to work together on this. That's attached. And there's more yarn behind here. And there's a nail in the last bit of wood. None of which we can reach. What's the solution here? We can't just go and jump over the thing, can we? Do you know, yes, I think those are some of the success stories. I don't know about this particular incident, more Mount Baldy, but it has happened that mountaineers were rescued, or because they then had an exact location of where the person is that needed an evac. So that was kind of cool. And I do remember stories of the North Carolina hurricanes that were also, that's very favorable. So the thing is, it's now weird because Apple wanted to have this as a package with the iPhone 14 and 15 and then maybe stop it, or then maybe start charging for it, and they decided not to, for the reason that if you were in a situation where you needed this service and then you don't have a subscription or you can't afford it, it would have been, the headline would have been, due to subscription shenanigans, person died on top of a mountain, and they didn't like that idea, so Still having it for free. Solution is rage quit. I don't think so. We can sort this out. We can solve this. I just don't remember. This is one of the things about the puzzle design here. It's not always intuitive how you're gonna have to do this. Do I have to go back, do you think? Ascania! Welcome, welcome! How's it going, buddy? Happy New Year! It has something to do with this, of course. But what we might need to do with it, I do not know. Because there's nothing we can tie onto this. Can I go back? Maybe it's an option to go back. Let me see what happens if I go and wait for the wave. Can I go? No. Oh my god, Yanni! Don't die on me, buddy. No, it brings us back here, so that means the solution is not further back there. Is it true that I can just pull this forward and then just go and jump on it? Can I then reach this thing? Ah, sometimes it's just too easy, isn't it? And it was so unobvious. Now what? Do we do go back? Or do we do... What do we do? This thing here, perhaps? Let's try it. Come on. Hi! Yeah! Yes! That worked. Ah, can't go back up here, but I think I can swing over to another secret. Or not. I think I might be. Hiya! Secret acquired. Yanni dead, but hey, there's a price to pay for everything. Back out of the cold and snow, my goodness. I've seen reports from Europe. It's quite the affair right now. My mom has snow in Germany. Hamburg had 3 feet of snow. Somebody sees the opportunity to do some Gaussian splatting with the city covered in snow. Very good. Meanwhile, Deviant, I don't know if you're here, Deviant, but if you are, welcome, of course. Deviant has got 45 degrees centigrade on his terrace and his plastic furniture is starting to melt. At the same time on the same planet. Isn't that exciting? It's crazy. Just like this game. That's true. Nice white post Christmas. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. We did it a minute ago. Come on. We can do this without killing Yanni. It was just pure greed with the whole get the secret, Jay, get the secret. It's just, you know. Ascania, I'm super pleased. I got a lot of 3D applications working on Linux, and I'm trying for it to become my new 3D, my new desktop Linux instead of Windows. That's the plan. Maybe 2026 will be that year. Knowing me, there's always something I need that doesn't work on Linux, but so far there's enough that I can get going that I can probably get by. I just need to learn DaVinci Resolve first, because there's no way Premiere and or Photoshop works on Linux. Oh, that's a shame. Sadly I do, yes. Sadly I do need much more than just Blender, yes. I need Blender as well, but that in itself is not enough. Well, how are we going to get up here? I mean, I can go here. Oh, can I go... Oh, maybe I'll make a bridge. Yes, let's make a bridge. Let's start here. Be efficient about this, Yanni. Come on, we do this. Tie that around there. Then we swing up to here. 40 in San Diego as well. Ooh. That's Fahrenheit or that's centigrade? Because it'll be dramatic in different ways, equally. 40 centigrade would be super hot. 40 Fahrenheit would be cold. Let's do that again here. We do this. Oh, hang on a minute. Maybe we do this. Hi. No. Then we'll do this. And then... Look! Nicely done, Yanni. Hello, Seagull. Can you give me a lift? Air lift, so to say. Ah, look at that. Now we're behind the wooden thing. This, I think they haven't quite explained that. This is something we can climb onto. So you can also climb. Proper traversal stuffs here. Are you eating mussels? That's a mussel. What are you eating there? Was that a good idea to chuck that down? I can't tell. Fahrenheit. Okay, that is cold. I get you. Oh, crab. Crab likes mussels. Crab likes us as well, so we gotta make sure it doesn't catch us. Whew. Poor Yanni. Time they find you some more yarn, I think. Oh yes, like here, this isn't so easy to distract him with a little muscle now. And of course he's guarding the yarn that we probably need. Well, what are we gonna do here? That's a good start. I just don't know if that was enough, Yanni. Oops. And there is this, but we can't pull that. Is there anything above us? I mean, what does this contraption do, I wonder? Probably use a muscle in the water. That's the ticket, Ascania. You got it. Let's do this. Let me go and then we need to make a bridge. That's why this thing here comes in handy. Tie that to here. Thank you. Appreciate the tip. Then we put that to here. Yes, 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 yes. And there's the muscle in the water. Haha. Do we want to pull it instead? Yeah. Don't eat the muscle flesh. Leave that for the crazy, for this guy here. Ooh. And quickly retreat just in case he wants to come chasing after us. Which of course is going to happen. I just forgot when. I do remember it is definitely happening. Yanni being eaten by things like vultures and creepy people burying nuclear waste in abandoned mine shafts and stuff. True story. More yarn. Oops. Careful with the wave. Let's wait for this to leave us alone and then climb over. Excellent. He is just, I love the whole animation aspect of it. Animations and environment design. Fantastic. Fantastic about this game. Come up there, Yanni. Turn it into a bridge. Ideally now. Oh my goodness. Have you tied yourself around here? Tie a knot here. Perfect. And then we can go and do this. Ah. Bobber friend. Nothing can go wrong. I can see it now. Oh, and of course it doesn't move. Right, I get you. So we have to go and move this manually here. And then do something like this. The virtual fashion guru! You've changed your name, Mr. Rel. How you doing? Happy New Year! Hiya! Oh my god. Did you die there on me? You nearly died on me. Okay, we need to do this one more time. Don't you die. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Do we need this on the other side? I bet we do. I bet we do. Ha! That was tricky. So nice that you're stopping by. How have you been? Are you still with, was it Browseware? It was Browseware, wasn't it? Are you still with him? That is so cool. Good to see you. It's been such a long time. Now that could become another bridge for us to jump, perhaps. Tie this to here, then I'm thinking potentially we jump over here and then... Oh yeah, we could do this. We could do that. That would be even better. And then I don't really know. Maybe we'll just go over to the other side. See how that goes. Badly that goes. Maybe we need to pick up our little friend here so that we can take that across. Let's do that. If we can do that. Can we do that? Can we? I was sort of thinking maybe we just need to grab hold of it. Is that possible? Oh, they let you off. Dang! It's been a long time then. My goodness, I didn't know that. From in my mind, you are still working for them and are happy for them. Are you back to your old business now then? For those of you who don't know Darrell and I go way back, and she is a fashion designer. She has a prolific YouTube channel about, I believe it used to be called The Fashion Indie. It used to be about making things a marvelous designer, as well as other fashion design apps. I just said this earlier, Darrell. Reallusion have a new thing that I've tested over the Christmas holidays. It's called Fashion Gen, and it's basically like a mini version of Substance Painter. I think between you and me it's actually based on Substance Painter technology, because they've licensed that into Character Creator as well. And you can bring in an object of an item of clothing, use ID maps to retexture it. But the way they do it is very human. So you can put either flood fills on it, you can mask things out, much like you can in Substance Painter, but a much watered down interface that makes it more easy to try things out. And it also includes Gen AI features, so you can generate your own patterns, generate your own decal type things. It has a cool thing where you bring in a base map and it generates both the normal and the rest of the PBR maps from that. So very cool. It's nice for creative iterations. That's where I really see that. It's less about is this a tool to create finalized textures with. It's a nice tool to see, does this concept work, and how can I quickly refine this so that it becomes usable. Yeah, Fashion Gen. They've got it, it's not really a product as such. They have it for, they give it to you free if you spend $100 on wares. Ah, look at that. That's how we're going to do it. Now, of course, how are we going to do the next bit? Could it be as simple as this? And then we go down and undo that? No, it is not that simple. Dang. That was not that simple. But I think we were on the right track there, in principle. I think it's just the order in which we attach these things was unawesome. Speaking of layoffs, Microsoft are rumored to lay off between 10 and 20,000 people by the third week of January. It'll be the fourth year in a row that they are laying off people, because thank you for helping AI replace you. Now you must leave. Oh no, Yanni! Oh my god! So this worked in principle. This was great. Back to fashion. Fantastic. Oh, thank you, Darrell. That's always nice to hear. It's so nice to see you again. I have to say, times change, and it's just so wonderful if you make connections and they last, no matter what the change. That is really, really cool. Appreciate you being here. Really, really nice. Yes, this is Unravel. This is something that's been on my list of things to play on stream for a while, and it's just never quite happened. Partly because it's a difficult game. Like right now, what are we gonna do? I'm thinking, ideally, I go and I tie another string to this, and then another one to this, and then we would just go and sort of go up here. Ideally, that's what I'm thinking. The little big planet. Yeah, I think the perspective. You're right, and the vibe. Ah, that is not nice to hear, Nancy. IBM did as well. Part of me sort of excited that they're still in business. My goodness, what are IBM doing today? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? If I go over here to the left and untie that, then this bridge collapses. So I don't want to do that. But maybe we can go tie this around here, like this, and then go back over and then tie ourselves another bridge over here. Would that work? Like this? Would that work? No, and then the thing goes and does the thing. That's not nice. Dang. Is that a new bridge? Or maybe that's gonna work. Who knows? Obviously not when the bobber isn't gonna go above the bridge. Yeah, that's just, you know, that's just... Let's go and untie that, because, you know, we have a finite amount of string here. Oh, now bobber's up there. That's crazy. Okay, fine. We can work with that. We can work with that. You stay there, bobber. You, Yanni, don't die in the meantime. Okay, let's go and push you over the new bridge then. Like so. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. That is what Brian suggests. Exactly right. I think that is what we're supposed to do. Come on. And we've done it! That's gotta be good. Just as long as we don't kill off the game character. I mean, look at those graphics. Let's pull this over here. And then latch onto this. Ah, we have new yarn. It's tricky. Sometimes I think my biggest thing is that I just don't see it. Sometimes oh, I remember this. This is this guy. He wants to definitely eat us, so Yanni has no chance. But we have a nice little trap here that we could potentially trap the man with. And there's that muscle again, so maybe he's going to be attracted to that. How do we solve that? Yes. It's not gonna work. What's that? There's a lock up there, I think. Let's see if we can pull that out somehow. Yes, look at that. Perfect. Oh, and then it snaps back in. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Oh. Well, maybe the guy's going to come and grab his muscle. Yes! Sweet! Is that enough? Is he going to eat the muscle and Yanni? Potentially. I'd sort of like to put this down on him, but hey, maybe we're not going to be that mean. Maybe that is all we needed to do. I don't know. You're right, Popeye. She's still holding the piece of yarn back in her cottage in Sweden somewhere. I have a feeling we need to do something else with the trap. I have a feeling with him in it, I think we need to go and pull it away. But how would we do that? If we... Oh, I know. We go, of course, tie a string to that. Ricky! Popeye, there's so many of you. 44 viewers. That is something I haven't seen since the Daz days, I have to say. Welcome, everyone. Very, very nice to see you. Always good to see you all. Let me see what happens if I go and do this. Does that work? It does. Oh, nice. He's walking towards the water already. That is... Buddy, no, don't do that. Leave Yanni alive. I gotta untie myself here. Or not. I might as well stay tied. There, look at that. Magic. And he lives on happily ever after in the water. It's all good. Going great. Thank you for asking. Very good, very good. I thought we'll play as much as we can of this. Currently, I'm actually enjoying it. This is I hadn't quite foreseen that, to be brutally honest. Some of the puzzles are a little crazy, but maybe together we can work it out. I do have backup games. I do have Pacific Drive as well. That is a nice chill game in which you constantly upgrade your car and go through a really crazy zone called the Olympic Exclusion Zone while, I don't know, harvesting resources. A very cool game, very creepy, bit spooky, but without many of the horror effects that make you not sleep at night. And the third one on the list is Blueprints. That is, if you haven't heard of that, that is the one that won the Indie Game Awards by default, because the original winner, which was Expedition 33, Claire Obscure, apparently used AI, and of course we can't have that, so they were stripped of the title, which was a little controversial. But the runner-up then won by default, which was Tonda Ross's Blueprints. Very, very cool game. Highly addictive. Oh, that is nice to hear, Popeye. Thank you. And it makes me happy to see you here too. So that is, we're both making each other happy. What's not to like about it? I'm trying to do this every Saturday now. I couldn't because our air conditioning unit broke during Christmas and New Year. So, ow, Yanni, that's terrible. But I'm trying to bring regular Saturday streams back, both for gaming as well as 3D bits and pieces. There's just so much in 3D that we can have a look at and use. And there's also so much that I've learned over the last 2 years while working on Heart of Mercy. That project is still going strong, but we have to finish it this year. And that, of course, requires my undivided attention, which is why I've been a little slow on making YouTube videos. There's a ton of stuff that I have planned, but I just haven't had the time to make that happen yet. But, as soon as I do have more time, I will be back for sure. Which is also why I need most of my weekends to chill from the week. Oh, what are we going to do here? I don't see a mechanism that lowers this, so wholesome. I love it. That's a compliment. That's a good compliment. Uh-oh. Guys, no. I'm just made of wool and stuff, so... Oh, yes. Oh, no! Oh, did you see that? Totally brutal. I'm wondering if we just hang her over here. Maybe we just go and lower... Oh, no! Can't lower ourselves down too much. Or is this something where we just run for our lives? Come on. Ha! Ha 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 ha! So yeah, the last mile there, the last crab, I'm not entirely sure how we're going to get rid of him. I don't think I can I walk? I mean, ideally I would lure these guys away. No, I can't even touch him. Cannot touch him. The last boss needs to be a cat. That's so true. That would be a great way to end the game. I don't know if I've ever actually finished the game, to be honest. I don't know. Oh no! They cut his string and then they bashed his poor little woolly head in. That's terrible. So I think maybe with the right swing we can probably make that happen. Oh no, not like that. Yanni, my god, you're killing yourself. Killing independent Yanni. Now that is positive because that... Ow! So he can actually... He will leave his place there. Maybe we just need to lure him away. I feel very confident about this. Do I though? Oh, now that is something I hadn't seen coming. Come on, can we make this? Can we do it? I feel like we need to be a little further down. Come on! Oh! Oh, what a shame. The last crab has a long reach indeed. Too long. And there is nothing we've overlooked here, is there? There's no way we can make the... Because the other crabs we can't touch. We can jump on their backs and then jump off. But for some reason this last guy, he doesn't want to do it. Maybe we're going to lure everyone over here. Maybe that's a good start. That separates us from them a little bit. Also gets us killed if I'm not careful. So okay, try this one more time. You guys come over here. Excellent, excellent. Okay, now... Ooh. Ooh, so they snatch us up like that too. Okay. So I don't know if it's all that helpful to have them here, or if we just go for it. Now that was clever, wasn't it? That was clever! Ha ha ha! Eat that, crab guy! I will call you Surimi. Not even a real crab. That would actually be a cool name for a character. How are we gonna do that? Oh, by the magic. Check it out. Of the sticky out woolly piece. I mean wooden piece. We put you on here like this. Then almost. Then I'm hoping that the yarn is going to go over this piece. Yes, and then we just go and pull, jump in, hope we don't get killed by the thing. That is tricky. Come on, pull the yarn, buddy, pull the yarn. That's the ticket. Haha! Fantastic! It is, that's right, and I think we used the same crab trap to trap the previous crab. That's difficult to say, I've just noticed. And but before that, there was a mechanism that would lower the crab trap, and now there wasn't. So I suppose they wanted to. I think that was where that was the red herring, basically, trying for us to look for such a mechanism that didn't exist and then trap all crabs, and that just didn't exist. That, I'm thinking, we could potentially go and make a bridge, then jump up here, perhaps, unless we bang our head. Oh, we bang our head. Nice. So these boxes I can use for stuff. For what stuff though? Because I can't push them off. Oh, unless... Am I going to use them to just jump up here? No, I can't do that. I can't stack them. I can't throw them down. Oh, I can! Ah! Ooh! But what are we gonna do now? Huh. So Yanni is just simply too heavy. That's what I'm reading into this. How else are we gonna go and... Ah, there we go. You just got it. It's a bit like a USB stick. You put it in, it's wrong. You turn it around, it's still wrong. You do it a third time and then it's right. Riddle me that. I mean, what kind of bizarre quantum logic is behind that? And it happens reliably every time you use a USB stick. Or any USB connector for that matter. How? Why? Can we go all the way over here? We can try. We can... Oh, we didn't have to. We didn't have to. Look at that starter motor. That is fantastic. What are we going to do with this? Pull on that? No. Well, we'll leave that for later. What's happening at the front of the boat? Captain Yanni over here. Yes. How interesting. I'm not sure if he can use the oar, so I'm really glad he's got this outboard motor here. What would we do with this? Do we just tie this and maybe by the magic of pulling this we cut our own cord? My goodness. Woohoo! Full speed ahead, Mr. Yanni. Cap'em. Well done, look at that! He's making the victory gesture. It does! It happens to us all. But Nathan, I believe it's actually built into the design. And it reminds me of a quark with a spin of something. These quarks have that as well. You look at them and they have a spin of a certain number, like 1, and then you turn them around, you look at them again and the spin is 2, and you flap them over again and their spin is 3, and you think that can't really be possible, yet we observe it. So quantum mechanics have that, and I think USB is technology from another universe, and that's why it happens to us on Earth occasionally. And I think because humans couldn't handle it, they designed USB-C. That is why. I so want a character like that in Unreal Engine. Or anywhere, I don't mind. But we need to have a figure like that. Can we build him? How difficult is that? I mean, you could probably, with a bit of box modeling, you could make something like that and just smooth it. The eyes would be 2 spheres, and then you just animate the morphs with that. And then you can sculpt in some detail, make a high-res version of it, sculpt in the yarns, or maybe even just impress something like a texture. And the rig is a little bit more complicated than for the monster from Monsters Expedition. He was also incredibly cute. That's another character I would love to have in my collection. Can you imagine Yanni for Genesis 9? He might be able to have problems fitting all the Das clothing there. It's a Swedish game, that is true. Made by Coldwood Interactive. We haven't heard much of them in a while. Look at that. That photo is sort of completing itself here. Sometimes places lie far, far away from all worries or troubles. They are treasures. And then we have a photo album. Is that cute or what? It is so cute. And it's got the cutest music as well. Yes, I don't quite know what this means. Lika blommar ursma enkla ting. Something about a small thing maybe? I don't know. But yeah, put that into Google Translate and let me know what it is. Unless, of course, Christopheraro, you are Swedish and you can translate it for me. That would be great. I love to know what this says. Okay, let's see if we can find our next level. And it is a cute game, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think playing it together is just very... That is just very cute. And you can also go back and play levels that you've played already, get more of these secrets here. So it looks like I've missed 3 in Thistle and Weeds here. But they do get substantially harder as you go along. So I think our next one is Berry Mire here. Let's try. Oh, what if you can? It's the thing that says on front of the... Thank you so much for the offer, by the way. I appreciate it. There are some Swedish bits and pieces on signs and whatnot. And this one here, what it says on the pillow here, Lika blomma ursma enklating. If that is pronounced correctly. Probably isn't, but that's as close as I can make it. Yes, what might that mean? And it is, of course, made by the lady who owns the yarn basket from which Yarny comes. Yes, let me know what that means. Woohoo! And they have a coffee grinder. See this, Brian, this design coffee grinder here on the left-hand side next to the globe, that is the kind of thing that's... I have a very modern version of that. And on this design, the hopper, the dome at the top, that's where you put the coffee beans in. And that has a little door that you close so that while you grind the coffee beans, when they smash to bits and explode, they don't fall out. And then in the little drawer downstairs, that's where you have the coffee. And my design is much more modern, so it's like a glass cube, like a glass dome at the bottom, and the mechanism screws in on the top, but it's an open hopper. So I put the coffee in and I grind, but as coffee beans explode, they literally end up everywhere, and that is, you know, that's why I need that custom printing job, which of course I haven't started designing yet, but my plan is to make a little file for Brian. Brian has 700 3D printers at home. Not quite that many, but a lot of 3D printers at home. And I will pay him handsomely for this exciting custom 3D print job. The happiness blooms from simple things. Oh, that is so cute. Thank you, appreciate that. That's very nice. Yes, that matches very much the concept of the game. Very nice. Okay, let's see what the Berry Mire has to offer. Oh, Nate, that would be exciting. Let's do that. Of course, I have 2 grinders. One grinder is electric. I have a Bodum one. That's from Denmark, I think. And I won that in a competition. It's very exciting. I won something when the TV show White Collar was still on the air, and they were asking artists to submit images of and around their shows, and I think it was in series 4 or 5 or something, when they had this competition. Send us your images and see, and we will pick a winner. And I sketched some things on my Microsoft Surface back in the day, and I think they liked it because they're using Microsoft Surfaces in that show. And I traced over some of the skills and then just used the watercolor brush in Clip Studio Paint and made that, sent that in months later. Turns out I actually won a package which consisted of a t-shirt, a coffee grinder, because the show is about coffee, they enjoy their coffee, and a poster and something else. The DVD box set of... that was very cool. So yes, that is my electric coffee grinder. And before I had that, I bought a Japanese, I think Hario coffee grinder. That's a manual one, and that's the one that I use for bean coffee most of the time, unless I'm in a hurry, in which case I'm using the electric one. So, but I have never roasted my own coffee, Nate, so that is seriously, that's an exciting thought. What would we do here? I have a feeling that's gotta be connected to secrets galore. Yarny, can you jump up here? I make the mega bridge here. Would that be possible? That would be a bridge and a half. Let's try it out. Nope, that is not a bridge. Okay, let's not worry then. Let's go and undo that. Because we want to make sure we don't waste the yarn. You will appreciate this. I bought several packets of Tim Hortons decaf coffee the other day because they were on sale, and I thought, hey, that's good coffee, that. Decaffeinated, apparently, by the Swedish method. Didn't know that there were other methods, but apparently there are. Did I say Swedish? I meant Swiss, sorry. Swiss method. It is, they both are. They're both very decent. The bottom one is basically the box standard one. It's got the motor in the bottom and then the compartment at the top, and you put a clear lid on it and you press this button on the lid to make the arm spin on the inside. It's basically a design that hasn't changed in decades. I remember my parents had one of those made by Krups, I believe. And it's exactly the same design. Oh, do we need to do this? Now that's the place to make a bridge, isn't it? Shorter, snappier. And yes, whenever I buy bean coffee, I have them not grinded, but it's at Starbucks or wherever I get the wares from. I always leave it to the last minute. I don't even pre-grind things for the next few days. I tend to do it literally on the day for a proper bean to cup experience. Can you tell I'm a coffee snob? Yeah, that border thing that you experienced, that's just, what was that about? And now I'm thinking maybe it's something, it was a foreshadowing of things to come. Like right now, I think if you're coming from a non-US country, or it's in the process of becoming the law or whatnot, you have to provide 10 years worth of email backlog. You gotta supply your social media history, all part of the visa application process. You think, what? Or maybe that's all lies, could also be possible. It's just, I'm thinking because you have experienced something like that, makes me think perhaps this is coming, you know. You have a bean to cup machine. Oh, you're also a coffee snob. That's fantastic. Bean to cup, that is beautiful. I think our landlord has one, and he offered me a coffee, and man, it was amazing. I think last time I delivered the rent check, I said I can come over if I can have another of your amazing coffees, and he made me a coffee. It was very nice. So that is not the way to do it here. How are we going to do? Just jump and hang her over there, maybe? That's good. From one coffee snob to another. I like it. Whew. Mushrooms. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Coffee machine, I have an extremely cheap one. I should really upgrade, but it sort of gets the job done. Oh, floaty bit. All right. Let's hope floaty bit is gonna get us here. All right. Oh, now if this doesn't have reservoir written all over this, I don't know what has. So let me guess. We pull this. Water comes in. And Yanni should have jumped on this. And he didn't. I think that was problematic. I recall, no matter how hard you try, the solution isn't on this screen. Bizarrely, I think the solution to this is on the previous screen. I think that the trick was we do something and then quickly jump onto this as it jumps out, and as this thing's already filled with water or something. This was seriously difficult. I remember that. I also don't remember how to solve it. That is so phenomenal about my brain that you think, hey, maybe tie that to here. I tend to forget these things super fast. Now that is cool. Tie that around here. Maybe tie that around here. And is it then... That looks nice. But of course now we don't have any joy getting over there because Gianni's going to die before we reach this. And we need it to climb out of the pool. Yes. And no matter how hard I tried, maybe there is a solution and I don't actually know it. That is possible. I mean, if we put this here, this thing goes away. It's a shame. And by the time I would leave that, I mean, there's got to be a way that I can climb on this and just do one more action. And then maybe I could just tie this to here. Is that a possibility? Because that way I can go and pull the cord. But that also means I can't quite reach him anymore. Yes, that is tricky, isn't it? If any of you see a solution here, do let me know. I do remember the trick was, it's a red herring. I don't think there is a solution in this screen here, in this when you're already here. I think the real solution was to go here and do something I've also forgotten. Let me go and reset the level here. Let me go reset that. Gianni sits down. We go and jump onto, whoops, here, and don't die. Perfect. Yes, there was something along the lines of this. We go and do stuff. I don't recall what stuff. I think, was it this? Yeah, the key was tying the lever down isn't the problem. That actually works really well. The problem is that once the lever's tied down, due to the water that comes in, the lever goes, the piece of wood goes to the right hand side and we don't have time to jump on it. I think that's the problem. So the tying the lever down works. Let me go and do that. And then you'll see what the issue is. So if I put this here, hoping I would jump on it, the moment I grab this and then tie that on, I now can't reach the piece of wood, nor can I get it back. So there's got to be a clever way to make this work somehow. And it could be that the simple solution is the order in which I tie these things together. So it could just be that if I tie this on there first, like so, and that does this, maybe if I go and take this and pull it back somehow, and then try to do this. He can't do it because if I tie it now, it's not low enough. And if I do that, then there's not enough water to get us to the other side because the flow keeps stopping. So what is the solution here? And I do remember looking this up in a walkthrough. Sadly, I don't remember what the solution was now. But the key basically was you don't do any of this. You just before the piece of wood even enters this grotto thing, you make it so that you have a tie-down mechanism sorted that lets you now, as it comes out, jump on the wood, you sail over to the right-hand side, and then you exit it. But how that worked, I don't recall. There was also an option to... I'll just go and tie this here, let the water escape. There was also an option to tie the lever essentially to the piece of wood, so as the piece of wood gets pushed away, the lever stays open, but that was also not the solution, I think. I think it was all very, ever so slightly frustrating. Like if I do this, no, that can't be it. We jump on this and then we go and pull. Yanni, you gotta pull. Like that. You'd think that would be enough, but it sort of isn't. So it sort of doesn't fill the reservoir up far enough. So that is also not the solution. Although maybe it could be used so that you maybe... Oh, Yanni, come on! Jump on the wood! Don't you die on me! Ah, man. What a shame. Yeah, so this may be the end of the game because I have no idea how to work this out. But I have a feeling the way to do it is to basically go back here, leave this thing here, that's fine, and then we do something. And then, as this thing opens, we jump on the wood. As it goes out, we sail through the end of the pool. But how did that work again? I don't remember. I do actually. I have a clip on my gaming YouTube channel. Let's have a look at that. That might be the way to check it out. I can't share it with you here. I can share the link with you. Then you can see what the clip was, how it worked. That super awful Barry Mire water puzzle. That was it. Exactly. That was totally it. Okay, I'm going to go and copy that into the chat now, because that is what I can do. Because I'm playing on the PlayStation, I can't quickly go to a web browser. And let me just go and view that. How did we do that? So you jump on here, yes, good stuff. You go and jump on that. So far so good. I think we've done the same thing. I think. Then we go over here and yes, tie something around that, apparently, like so. Then we go jump on this. Oh, right. I see. Okay, I'm gonna go and start again, because I think the key was literally when we're here and when we're not gonna die. That's the plan. We go and tie this thing on already. So I suppose I've already loused it up because I can't make the knot anymore. Okay, let me go and do this again. That was the trick. That was the trick. And then he sits down, meditates a bit. Okay, I think we can do this. So as this happens, and Yanni's on here, you tie this around here immediately. Maybe not quite immediately. Maybe now. So that we can still jump on over here. Oh, come on, Yanni. It can't be that difficult. Yet it is. And this is sort of what is not working out so well in this game. The puzzles aren't designed with... They're not great. Sometimes I'm thinking this is just a bit... They could have designed that better. And I'm thinking, had people who actually looked at this game before release, that would have been nice, rather than just accountants. Okay, we do that, then we go on this, untie that, and I think then we go and jump on it, thereby sailing over the river. Isn't that amazing? But the solution wasn't here. You literally have to reset the level to get this going, and that is a little bit mean, I find. A little bit mean. The wooden thing, exactly. The log. This was from when was that, Brian? This was from the Monsters expedition, wasn't it? How are we gonna... And the next puzzle. Can we take this with us? We can! Look at that! How exciting. I'm so glad we didn't tie it down. Bring that with you, buddy. We can do this. Alright. Woohoo! And that is high enough for us to jump down. Woohoo! Careful. Don't let the rocks get you. Especially that one. It looks like it's going to get you. Maybe it isn't. See? It's totally trying to get you. I can tell. It's evil rock, man. Oh, does evil rock want to join the other evil rock here? I think so. Look at that. And we're going... Oh, little lizard, how you doing? Lizard runs away. Yeah, I can see that. Now the green, is that just regular algae pond water that's draining here? Or is there a little bit of a wash of biohazard waste in here? This is too deep for you, isn't it, Yanni? Oh my god, this is too deep. Yanni, get out of there. Okay, I think we need that other rock. Let's see if we can push that down with us. Yeah, this one here. Oh, it's already on the bridge. Nice one. So we're just going to push that down as well. Careful. Falling rock hazard. And now there's two rocks in the water. And it's no longer too deep for Yanni. This is neat. Alright, Jan! How exciting. We're browsing through this. Okay, this is looking dangerous. With the capital D. Was there a secret up here? Yes! Aha! It was less dangerous than I thought. But now what? Maybe we have some more movable rocks? Is that possible? Is this movable in any shape or form? It looks like it wants to move. But Yanni's only tiny. He can't move it. Look at that dual foot Ikeda. Very nice. Good stuff. Or one leg's just hidden. Maybe it's just hidden. Can you not grab a hold of these things? No. Okay, we're on our own. Can we jump on here? We can. Okay. Yes, floaty wooden thing. That's gonna work. Yanni, jump on the wooden thing. What are you doing? Oh, buddy. I have a feeling we're going to go and have to pull that over. There's insects. What are insects doing here? Insecting around. Let's go push you into the water here and smooth sailing. Bugs, man. Oh, we need that thing again. Go away. Leave Yanni alone. Oh no. I have a feeling we're gonna have to do this without our wooden friend. Yeah, that isn't gonna work. Huh. I don't know, that looks deadly for Mr. Yanni. Okay, how about we tie this to here, and then, yes, pull him over. It seems to be... Or maybe I untie myself. Yes, that's the solution. All right. Smooth sailing. Whoops. Oh my god, no, don't do that. Go on the... Ah, Yanni, that is such a shame. We were this close. Well, at least we have a good idea how to do that now. Jump on the rock before you reach the other side. Because at that point, all the insects, they want to totally kill you, man. That's just uncool. Everyone wants to kill you. The crab. Now there's the mozzies here. I think later we're going to meet cockroaches. It's all just terrible in Mr. Yanni's world. Yeah, how are we going to go up there? Could this be an ideal opportunity for a bridge? Or is that too long? No, it's the bridge. Come on. Woohoo! Oh no! That doesn't work. We don't have enough yarn left. We don't reach it. Well, if Yanni survives, maybe I can just go tie the yarn the other way. That might be a bit more yarn efficient, if that is a word. Certainly is a metric. Yes, that worked. It's just a few extra pieces of yarn. So important. But you know, there's another thing I've discovered recently that I've sort of half discovered a few years ago. I really like programming in BASIC on my old Commodore 64 and 128 emulators. And I always thought, rather than running an emulator with the old hardware, isn't there a software implementation that uses BASIC so that we can use it on modern systems, but not like a Visual Basic Microsoft sort of spin, something that is true to what the BASIC 2.0, BASIC 7.0 used to be from the 80s and 70s, that so sharply declined in popularity in the early 90s. And I did discover something, and it was called QBasic, and that was the spiritual successor of that. But it's a really old project, and that got sort of abandoned in the Windows 7 days, certainly in the Windows 10 days, and a group of enthusiasts have revived it as something, and this is also years ago, called QB64. And that is something that works very much like that BASIC, and I've only just discovered that. And I thought, hey, that is pretty cool. So that is not a JIT compiler as such, just-in-time compiler, where you type a program, hit return, and then the program gets executed immediately. It is something that when you hit run, compiles into an exe on Windows or into an executable on Linux and Mac, and then you can run it as a compiled C thing and ship it. So that is pretty cool, because that means you can program in BASIC and have the thing compiled and ship that component as something that users can run immediately. So yeah, very, very cool. QB64.com. And it means you can use that programming knowledge from back in the day to write modern applications. So it's text-based, as you would imagine. It comes up with a regular 80 by 25 line, 80 by 25 character screen as default, but because it's also made with modern systems in mind, it can interface with things like Raylib, it can draw proper 3D contexts, and it can do all that, but it's all basic commands that make it happen. So that's pretty cool. So you can use your old basic knowledge, make programs that do something useful on today's computers without having to ship a whole emulator with it or tell people, well, you know, mount that image, hack that command, and then it sort of kind of works. That is pretty cool. So I thought, you know, PC Basic, is that the same? That's not that, is it? It's the I haven't looked at that. The one I'm talking about is qb64.com, and there's a very nice man who made a full tutorial about tutorial.com that teaches you how everything works, and it's very true to the original Basic. But I will have a look at PC Basic. That's nice. The stuff that I've seen so far, they were all too much like what I had to do in Excel, and it was very much unlike Basic, I found. But I'll look at that. PC Basic. Thanks, Ascali. I appreciate that. Now, what are we going to do here? This was also a scarily difficult level. I guess we're going to have to jump up there somehow. But of course we can't anymore, because by the time we would get there... Well, let's tie this to that. I think that's a good first step. Seesaw stays down. Then... we do that! I love it! That's cool. Oops. That's not so cool. QB64 is an open source thing that lets you program like you were on a C64, Commodore 128, like the old style home computers, but on modern systems. And it lets you compile binaries that run on Windows, Mac, and Linux. And it's cool because it means you can use the old computer knowledge to write modern-ish applications, little helper applications. And it has extensions that means you can draw graphics contexts and all that. It's not an emulator, so that's the important bit. It's not an emulator, because otherwise, if you wanted to ship an application, you'd have to ship the emulator with your application and tell people how to run it. Whereas this thing is literally just the basic scripting that executes whatever logic you want on a modern system. And it's cross-platform, it's open source, it's free. It's very exciting. So if your old brain knows how to code in BASIC, you can make use of that knowledge and turn that into modern applications, even if it's a text adventure game. But also something that, you know, interfaces with your file system, draws 3D contexts. Oops. Careful. That thing was totally gonna get me, wasn't it? I totally saw it. Almost. Yet, what do we now do with it? This was also a bit of a red herring, because I think really the level continues up here. And I think when I played this, I never saw that. I thought I had to do something with this, but that is only to get that secret, which I think you do by picking up the third lock from the oven that nobody knew was there. And I think then you can do this. And now you can actually access it, but it's optional. So the real level really just continues at the top. Like so. Ah. Yarn. Oh, oh. Interesting. How do we get over here then? It suggests we would need something up here that would let us climb over the chimney. How are we gonna do that? Can I move the chimney now? Well, that is tricky. Can I grab the cork somehow? And bring the cork up? Oops. Yeah, I guess not. Huh. Or we swing. We just go like this. Maybe. Sort of. Now that we have something tied up here, maybe that's the way. You don't go over the roof, you just go whee, like this. Nice one, look at that. I love it. More mozzies. Oh man, I don't like the mozzies. They don't like me either. Oh my god, that sinks. That's dangerous. That's deadly. My goodness. Well, that isn't very nice, is it? I'm glad that my yarn chases them away. That is very cool. Not for long, mind. Ah, Yanni, that is not good. I don't even know where we need to go. I don't see any red bits to attach to. I see the yarn thing, but I do not see... Is there anything we need to bring? It looks like there isn't anything I can... Oh, maybe. Maybe. No, that's closed. Ah. I'm thinking, do we need this cork? Is there anything we can do with that? That would be neat. Like grab the cork and then pull the cork down somehow. But no, that is not how it works. Or could we maybe grab one of these? Yeah, we can't because we can't push it out, can we? Huh. It is like Indy's whip, isn't it? Well, I don't know. So this sort of breaks off, right? Yes. But we can't pull that with us because this is all swampy stuff. And then once we're on here, what do? That isn't anything we can jump on, is it? No. No, it's not. Yanni, pull! Oh my god, pull already! Oh, what a shame. Yeah, so if that isn't it, then where do we go? And also, when they are bothering you, you can't really jump. That's the other problem. So this yarn thing, that is not something we can latch onto. The only thing I can imagine is this. Yes, that is something. Grab more yarn. Whew. Oh man. Come on, Yanni, you can do it. Go on top of this, whatever that is. Oh my. That was tricky. Right, tie yourself around that. And let's pull that over here. Or don't. Don't pull that over here then. Also, good. What are we going to do with that? I didn't know we had a stone helper here as well. Oh, okay. Yes, recoup some of that yarn. I'm not sure if that's the right solution. Can we walk past here? No, so we have to get onto this tree somehow. Can we do something with the rock? And maybe with the thing. Because I think there's gotta be a secret behind this. Yanni, come on, jump on there. And then what? We can't reach these things. There's got to be a reason why the sardine can has a hook attached to it. What should we do? We can potentially... Oh my god, Yanni, don't die. Terrible. I don't know if we can potentially put it onto the wooden platform there. Use one or both of those like a fulcrum for the log in the water. What's a fulcrum? I've heard that word before from Cascadeur and I have no idea what that means. I have heard of a fulcrum lever before, but I really don't know what it is. So do help me out here. Yanni, come on. That thing's coming down. Oh, that is fulcrum. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's see if that is helpful. So you're saying put... Oops. If I don't kill Yanni, first of all, of course. Let's see if I can maybe not do that. I think I may have balked it. Yeah, I've balked it. The lock points up and you can go higher. That is a good idea, Nate. I think that is probably the way forward here. That is also bendy, so maybe it's enough if we connect something heavy to this. Let's see. I totally understand what you're saying. Let's see if we can make that happen. So this here... Yanni, come on. Don't be difficult about this, man. So like if we were sort of on here and something else is on the back of that, right? And then I could go high up and hopefully latch onto this. That is the way to go. Let's try that. Can we pull that like this? Up? We cannot. It's a good start. That's right! Not Swedish enough for a proper balking. That's exactly right. I mean, that has to be possible somehow. Mainly without the freaking insects. It would seriously help if we had another attach point somewhere here. But we do not. Come on! You can do it! You're almost there! The secret is definitely in... here somewhere. Just where? We don't know. I can do, yeah, it's a rock. There's a rock and something like a sardine can. If you grab it and stand on the opposite end of the lock so it lifts up, the barrel can go under. Possibly, but we need to get rid of the sardine can because that's in front of the rock. So if I go, let me go move this out of the way. So this is the rock here that I can move. And then in front of that is this sardine can thing here. And sadly I cannot swap the places of these, unless, can I do something like this? Oh, now I'm out of yarn again. Dang, okay. So pull that in a little bit here, yarn. Let me see if I can swap their position. So if I do this, no, it doesn't want to do that. Yeah, so we're sort of stuck with the sardine can here. And I think I can push it individually like this. But the log isn't up enough for that. And if I go over here, it doesn't go lower either, which is a shame. So then, if that doesn't work, maybe we just go and take the sardine can thing and pull it on top of the log like this. But that also doesn't work. Which is what's stumping us. I do remember this to be an awful level, and I was glad when it was over, but I also don't remember how I fixed it. We can't... I mean, even if... The secret has to be this somehow here. Get that higher, latch onto something else, but none of it is obvious, and it's, I think that's what I find so nerve-wracking about this game, that the visual presentation and what the game is actually like really don't go together. One suggests high level of professionalism, really nice to look at, super cute story, environment, animations, textures fantastic, gameplay, really not that good, is it? With the lock down enough and stuck on the can like that, is it possible to get the rock on top of it? No, it is not, because sadly, it's the lock doesn't stay under long enough. It only does this when Yanni is on here. And then the moment the rock comes over, it's sort of, it doesn't roll past the sardine can. And the lock doesn't even stay under. There has to be a way to do this. Like, even if can I do this? I just can't push the boulder past this. There has to be a solution. It can't be that difficult. And then the solution is probably something totally different. Like, you know, look behind a plant. Oh, there's a switch and that opens up the control room for the simulation. And if you switch it off, you can go have an ice cream or something. Ridiculous like that. Could even be like it was on the previous thing, that the solution is actually not on the screen at all. That's the real way to solve it is somewhere completely different, and you're not supposed to be here at this point. True thing. We've experienced it with that previous level just now. But hey, what the solution is, I have no idea. The mushroom thing on the other branch, let's see. Hiya! Like, you don't mean this, right? You mean directly on the on this here, right? I see. I think the fact where I'm standing right now, that looks like a thumb, I think indicates that your theory is probably right, because by the time that thing is up, I would be standing on this sticky outbit here. You meant this platform here, this here. Nothing doing on the mushrooms, but good thinking, because later on that actually happens, where you have to jump on mushrooms to paralyze some enemy nearby. So can we not, how's this for an idea? We go and we pull this back and we try to pull this the whole branch bit out of the water a little. So you, rock, literally just go over here, leave us alone just for 1 second. Then we take this. And move that out of the way. Can we? It's almost like now that it's in position. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So it can move. It can move. Rock, don't do that. Rock, please, rock. Because totally not appropriate right now. Rock. Seriously. Stay. That's the ticket. Do not move. And then Yanni, if you can take the... Ideally today, grab the thing and take it away. We can't do that yet. Okay, good stuff. So I'm thinking I'd love to grab this thing somehow. Maybe just pull it. I don't mind where. Left, right. Logical way would be to the other side. Maybe tie off to the next tree closest to the log. Then you pull the can up. The walkthrough does show the can thing going on top of the log. That would be good, wouldn't it? If we could try that. Get the can on top of the log. But it's just not budging. Nothing doing. Yeah, let me see if I can go and tie myself off here. It could be that... that makes a difference. It could even be that the solution lies in this here somehow. That if I go and pull that, does that come down? No, that just gets me killed. Dang. Pull it to the right side of the map first and see if you can flip it over somehow. See, I can't even grab it. That's the problem, because this godforsaken trash can that's attached here doesn't let me then grab it. Oh, now we can. No, we can't. We just die. So that is already major success. I've been trying to do that for such a long time. So now Yanni is totally dying though, because... But that was sort of a step in the right direction, because it meant we could finally access the log thing. Yeah, no, I don't know. I can't pull the log because I die then? Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Such a good looking game and falls over because the level design is so awful that the people who did it are probably no longer in business. The developer is, even though with level designers like that, I don't know how that is possible. So I can do this and I can do that. But that's where it ends. Tie a knot to it and pull it over the right. Can't be done. You want to flip upside down onto the log so you can jump on it and make a jumping lasso to the tree to the right. I mean, that would be ideal if that was physically possible. Take the sardine can and pull it over the rock so that then the rock can be used to go on the piece of wood. That would be great. But hey, let's try it. So tie a thing onto here, take the rock, pull it forward a little bit, then go behind the rock and sort of pull like a mental case. Maybe even go on the rock and pull. But no. Oh, the can goes on the log. I don't know how. I have no idea how to do that. Because if I push it, the log's not down. If I go on the log, I can't pull it up. It's stuck. Oh my god, it's no longer stuck. This is what annoys me about this so much. I have tried this many times before. Why didn't it work then? I don't understand. And then you climb up here and then you can probably reach that. Nothing doing. That's awful. That is so awful. Dang. Dang, triple dang, man. Ah, Yanni, and now you can't reach because you're attached. That's bad. That is bad. Maybe I have to untie myself from this. It could help. Oh, I'm no longer tied to that. That's cool. Well, a minute ago, it was the 1 inch flipped over so that I could actually use it. We've all seen that. But now, it no longer is. Why? It just kills the player. Why would you design something so awful? Oh, there we go. It works like this as well. Good stuff. Oh my. What a difficult birth this was. How tragic. I wonder if this was the level where they thought, yeah, we're going to smuggle it in there somehow. And what would we, why would we do that? What would we do now? Yes, over here. I like it. Bending branches. More mozzies. And more yarn. That's what the game's all about. Yarn. 2 out of 10. If that. Yeah, it's just such a stark contrast between what the game could have been with just a little more effort in the puzzle design stage. And then the people who signed off on it, they of course, they don't play video games. They go, how much money is this going to make us? All right, let's ship it on Wednesday. I think we might need another 6 years. No, not 6 years, on Wednesday. Okay, Mr. Papadopoulos, let's do it. Okay, tractor business. Let's do the lever thing. Oh, there's 2 lever thingies. Molly's, go find somewhere else to play. Yanni's busy doing things that don't involve you. Aha, look at that. Very cool. Oops. Yeah, that was potentially good. Maybe? Do we pull this down? Maybe we don't have to. We'll just go up and get ourselves some yarn. You can't jump on there? No, you can't. That would be too easy. How do we get on the top there? Could it be a bridge? That would be interesting. Having a bridge sideways. Would it work? Nah, that doesn't work. That could be that they were tired of working on it. That is possible. I'm yearning for more quality, Ascania. That's exactly right. A little more quality. Look, we've got these amazing assets here. What should we do with it? I don't know, some kind of platformer. I spent this afternoon designing the whole game. That might be difficult. True game design stories. Yeah, I don't really know how to go there. Maybe I'm thinking shinies, schminies. I'm not risking my life for this. What else could we do here? I mean, reach the yarn, I guess, is the idea. Oh, look at that. And then we do that. That's interesting. Did not know that was a lever. And now, of course, we can go jump for joy and nearly get killed and get more yarn. All right. Okay. Shinies, schminies. Oops. Oh my god. I nearly killed Yanni. Yeah, because this would get us killed literally instantly. If I walk through the water, yeah, that's gonna get us killed. It'll rot there with the rest of the level, I think. Oops. Pfft, that's it! I mean, okay, if I were to try this, I think I'd have to hang her from somewhere, and then sort of, unless there is a way through the interior of the tractor there. I don't know where the attach point would be for me to swing low there. It seems like a stretch goal. Push something off the car. Pushing the whole car would literally be the the solution. Oh, this here? Is that pushable? It is! Ah, how do we push it? What even is it? An asset from another game that totally doesn't belong here. Excellent! Let's put that on top of the tractor. And then we don't know. We just go and let the player character die just one more time because our level design is top-notch quality. Ah, ooh, Nate, look at that! And then what? And then we die later. Shiny! Ah, ooh. Nate, that was good. That was some serious detective work, my friend. Very good. Congrats. Well done, Nate. That's crazy. This is all swampy here. I think this is just yuck. My goodness. Do we honestly have 71 viewers? That's crazy. That can't be. I'm sure I'm looking at the wrong setting. Can't be. Oh my god, there's an elk. We don't, do we? I'm looking at the wrong number. There's only 9 of us. That's much better. I thought there were 71. That explains much more. That's very cool. Oh, I'm so glad about that. I was looking at the wrong statistic, Nancy. Very cool. Now, more stuff happening upstairs. More memories being plugged into our photo album. And is this movable? Oh, maybe it isn't. Maybe it is. Maybe we can just... Oh, what even is it? Oh, we may have needed that. But do we still need it? Oh, sometimes I'm excited that we can latch onto something so far away. Other times you try that and it doesn't work. It's ridiculous. Now maybe this here. And that will be the jumping bridge. Like so. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And then we do that. And we do that. More yarn for Yanni. Hiya! I tell you, fame isn't what we want. AI is what we want. I feel like there's a lot of yarn going on there. I don't know if we maybe need... If we have enough yarn now. We do. Okay, good stuff. Did I read somewhere that YouTube have changed the way search works in YouTube? I don't know if it's better or worse, or why. Why do they do anything, huh? But yeah, apparently now it's changed somehow. I've also heard for the first time officially that subscriber count no longer matters. I mean, we've always suspected that, but YouTube have now officially abandoned it as a metric for things like suggesting videos, so you have the same chance of your video getting suggested no matter how many subscribers you have. Which is neat, I think. Watch hours, that's exactly what it's about. Yeah, engagement also. Like anyone who leaves a comment and does any sort of engaging, that tells the algorithm, oh, you might have liked that. Even if your comment was, this sucks, that's fine, that's still engagement. So it's look at that, that's how we do that. Whee! Come on, Yanni, you can do it. Quite excited how far we got in this game here. That is very, very neat. I'm sort of feeling that this level might be coming to an end. Oh, Yanni, you've just picked up new yarn. What are you not? Why you think you need more yarn? That is just, you know, your yarnist. We can't give you any more yarn. How much more yarn do you think there is? There's a finite amount of yarn on the planet. Unless, of course, there's more. Is there more? Like here somewhere? No, there isn't. I don't know what to do then. Maybe there's more yarn further up somehow? Could that be? So we can't go over here. We can't untie this because that came from the other yarn spool there. So unless there's more yarn that we haven't picked up yet. There! Down there! Oh, interesting. How am I going to get that? Come on, Yanni, you can do it. There we go. Ah, neat. That is nice. Look at that. Now we have yarn. Oh, shorts. Yeah, they're sort of special because it's a separate feed and a separate fund. And shorts, they literally pay close to nothing. So you have to have, I think, a billion views to get $1, or maybe it's 1 million views to get $1. That is a lot. And it's also totally erratic how many views your shorts get. So some get the same amount as a normal video, but others get literally 100 or 1,000 times that, and there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason what it is. But it's basically, they changed the algorithm because they want all the growth hackers to stop employing a strategy that just goes and basically tricks their algorithm. They want to make sure that doesn't happen. Oh wow, that's a bit of a tree catastrophe here. He strides onwards enthusiastically. Ooh, look at that, shiny. Over $3. That's a lot. 38,000 views. That's not bad. But on the whole, Nancy, as a money-making opportunity, YouTube isn't a good idea. Like, you know, trying to make money with ads, nobody makes that. I mean, people do make money with ads, also passive income, but it's not what makes the most amount of money. I think YouTube is great for connections and sponsorship deals and things like that, but for me personally, to make connections with people and pick up jobs through that's really the value of YouTube. But YouTube directly, as it once did during COVID, where everyone made quite a bit of cash, I think those days are over. I think we might leave it here because this was quite the stream, I have to say. I think this was great. I'm glad we hung in there. And let's just go and see where the next puzzle is. I think it was close to the berry mire thing. Sort of cute that you have to traverse this little course here until we get to the next thing. So this is, we've done that. Got a little, oh, you got some jam here as well. That's neat. What will we be doing potentially next Saturday? We have this here, the mountain trek. Is that the one we've just done? Was that the mountain trek? No, that would be the next one. I think that would be the next one. And then after that, we have these two here. One will be down the hole. And then there is how much is enough. And there's also something up here like that one. So we have that too. See if we can jump up there. But yeah, they're not open yet, so we can't do that yet. And maybe we have to go around. Anyway, we'll do that hopefully next Saturday, or if I feel inclined, sometime during the week. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a spontaneous stream, but it's unlikely. It's unlikely due to workload reasons. Thank you so much for dropping by and hanging out here on this exciting Saturday. I'll be hanging out with Brian tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on his channel. That is the Zero Calvin channel, of course, where we're going to have a super sleepy Sunday morning stream at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me and Brian and everyone else for that. Thanks for hanging. God bless. Bye-bye, guys.